Okay, so final run, which is the perfect ending. These are the rooms I'm going through were the rooms that I added last. They were basically like me being able to navigate the rest of the rooms so easily that I was thinking that this is not a challenge anymore. I want something more. So I just experimented with how far you could push the character when you had all of these abilities at once. So I made like a couple of rooms, and I made them, and I was like, okay, I see what you're supposed to do to get through these rooms. I knew that you could. And then I was like, okay, let's do it. So I implemented them into the game, and then I started playing. And I think it took me several hours to complete it the first time. And that was after I played this game a lot and like have full control of what I'm doing and stuff. And it was still extremely difficult. And that's just because I like challenges. So I did it anyway, and I was really satisfied when I was done. And first part of this video, I'm just gonna try to get all the abilities as quick as possible, and I figured out the ropes to do that before, so hopefully it won't take that much time. I don't know if there's much else to say on the topic I was talking about before. How I think that games are getting being less about challenge and more about just I took the wrong way now, so I'm gonna have to get wall jump first. How games are being more about just. I think I'm not gonna restart this. I'm just gonna go down and get boosted. It doesn't take that much more time. The games are a lot about. I'm having real difficulties talking and play this game at the same time because I activate like most of my brain when I'm doing it. The only thing I was gonna say is that on the topic I was talking about before, how new games are more about like just pressing one button and the game tells you that you're doing so good, you're getting so many points, and it's less about actually trying to figure stuff out and how that doesn't make as much money. I don't think there's much more to say on that point. If I was supposed to make more things said, then that would be through a conversation with someone. On my own, I probably won't be able to make any more points on the matter. I'm thinking about it now, and it was actually a shame that I went the wrong way in the beginning, because it takes a bit more time to do it this way. The quickest way to do it would be to get double jump first, and then get wall jump as you head towards boosting, and then you get checkpoint, and then you go straight for the perfect landing. But there's one computer I haven't been to yet. I'm gonna pay the visit later, and it's the one that says that this laboratory has a perfect design. There's no wasted space anywhere inside it. And that's both a hint, that's actually most of a hint to how you get to the perfect ending. And the perfect ending also has a lot to do with those tubes we saw earlier, because they said that these tubes are sharing energy with the stabilizer. And we also know that something else created a new log, or maybe it might have been your dad too, we don't know yet. That something else created a new log and kept going with these experiments, even though you saw that, oh snap, if we activate too many of these experiments, the entire thing is going to blow up, so we have to just cancel the entire project. But there is a way. You probably figured it out since you see me taking like all of these abilities, even though you know that it might cause the laboratory to blow up. You probably figured out by now that there is a way to keep all of your abilities, and there's a way to finish the game with all of your abilities intact. And the reason I made it like this is because I'm a Metroid fanboy, basically. It's I made a lot of speedruns on Metroid, and I really liked the way you figure like which abilities do I really need to finish this game, and in which order can I take them. Is it possible to maybe skip this and then go for etc, etc. So you have to really like push your the abilities you have to their limit, and that is why I had these endings where you take only one ability and finish the game. And then I also wanted because this switching thing is so new and that there are so many things you can do with it, and most of them aren't really explored, or what should I say, in the normal game, in the normal way that you finish the game. But I cover most of it, at least all of the things that I figured out during my time making this game. When you get the perfect ending, there is actually one thing that I missed, but I'm gonna show you it later. But I have wall jump now. Yeah, right. Then I can get up here. Because I'm gonna show you how you figure out where you're supposed to go. You get out here and you see like, okay, I can come from above. And if you draw this on a map, you will see that above this is the room where you wall jump, and above that is the room where you finish. So to get into this room, you're probably gonna come from below. Okay, so if I get from below, then that would mean that in this room, can I go to the left somewhere here? And you know there have been invisible walls, so I try over here, and no, I cannot go left. And as I head out of here, like this, then you can, if you visualize this in your head, you can see that I can get to the room to the left here, and I have to be able to get into that room somehow, and it's not from the right, so it has to be from below. It could be from the left too, but let's assume it's from below, that there's no, you can't go further to the left. And then there should also be a way to get into that room, and if you visualize it, you feel that there should be some place here where I can go down. And there was no... I can walk across this entire floor, and there's no place where I'm falling down, so I'm just gonna keep walking. And keep walking. And there is one of those electric things that have been in all the other like hint places. And I have not visited the entire floor here. So there could also be that you're supposed to go right somewhere, but we're just gonna follow the wall and see if there's no place where you can drop through the floor there. Then you know it should be somewhere along this right wall, because you have to get like outside where you have been previously. That's the only thing you can guarantee. Come on, volume. There you go. So I take the checkpoint, and then I head back to the room where I hadn't been across the entire floor. So I'm not gonna work back to the start as you're supposed to do when you get the standard ending. So we'll get out of here. And now we have all the abilities, so the laboratory is definitely gonna implode if we get out of here. But down here, come on, checkpoint, you can go. And now we are at the rooms that I made to be as difficult as I possibly could make them. This first room is nothing in particular, except it's kind of tricky. I just added this thing so you could, if you get down here, when you don't have all of the abilities, you can get out of here as well. the next room is not that tricky, I think. Yeah, there are many ways to solve this. First, I thought you would have to do it this way. I'm actually gonna do it that way because otherwise I'm gonna spoil some things. Yay. Okay, and now we are in this mess. And I'm gonna get all the computers in here because they are important on your first run through this. And this is a thing you have never been forced to do before. You have to boost and jump at the same time and then switch. The timing is pretty difficult. And this is after the log continued thing. Experiments continued. An alternate method to stabilize some dimensional fluctuations has been discovered. So it seems it's still your dad. And then get to this computer too. The room above me, I mean the room I'm in now, but this thing above me, this is where you really have to go nuts with wall jumping. Stabilizers in sector 1F, and that's the room where we that also has a purple background, and it's the room where there's a computer that says stabilizers online. So those were the stabilizers. A code is required to redirect the energy. So if we want to get more if we want to get more energy into the stabilizers, we have to redirect that energy, and we need a code. I just was inside the checkpoint and pressed up. I was when I first did this, I was really thrilled because I was like, oh, this is the final part of the game. I don't know how interesting this is right now. I think it's fun at least. So we are done with the maze thing, and there's nothing to do here because you can't switch further. Let's see how many tries this takes me. I think this is one of the more difficult things. I think you can see what I'm trying to do. Yeah, there you go. I liked this another little labyrinth. Oh, I haven't talked anything about this song that's running. It's his name's in the credits, Dag Palocci Staffansson. He made this song with the same way we made all of the other sounds for this game, and that's through LSDJ. This is nice. Most of you probably know what this is. Up, up, down, down, left, right, jump action in my place, but it's actually the economy code, which was used in a lot of early economy games. Which in Contra it was used to get, I don't know if it was infinite or just many extra lives, but it felt it felt obvious that the code was supposed to be the economy code. This is one of the people get stuck here for a long time, and how do you get up there? That's a long way. You can't. If you do like that, I think you can actually do it like that, but you have to be like perfect. You try like these different heights to go from, and this is one of the earlier things I realized that you would be able to do when switching, and that's what I did there. That you wall jump away. I'm gonna do it again because you have to press. You wall jump away, and then when you fall down, when I have my switch point on my right side, you switch and then you wall jump again. So you basically wall jump 2 times off the same wall. So this is kind of a tutorial room for that thing, and here is where I realized that you can wall jump like this, and this is never used anywhere in the game. and I realized too late when the design was done that you could wall jump like that. So there's no room that uses this, but it's kind of cool, I think. What you are supposed to do in here is just wall jump and switch to gain height. And then it's the same thing in here, you just wall jump. And then you switch without failing. I'm gonna place a checkpoint here because I might fail. Nice. Now we are in this room that's familiar, that the first place where we realize that there's a place outside the rest of the game. Lots of checkpoints. Gonna make one just in case. Nope. There's an N in here. That's actually for Nisro, the guy who playtested this game. And this is also... Here is an electrical thingy. I'm gonna go to the end of the perfect ending before I do this. But as you might guess from me talking about this electrical thingy, there is a secret in this room. You have to be pretty perfect. Yes. And this is where you have to do that wall jump thing again, but I left this into first this was just in, and then I removed some code and made some stuff nicer, and this was removed, and I was like, no, this is supposed to be in, it's cool. So I made a special case in the code to make this work again. This is basically pressing left and right at the same time. Most NES games screw up when you do that because you can't press left and right on the same time and on an NES controller. Anyway, you wall jump and then you wall jump off the same wall again, and then you double jump and switch out. And now enter the code now. Up, up, down, down, left, right, jump action. Code correct. This was also you can't activate this computer anymore. This was a nice bug because this is really bad programming. If you would be allowed to activate the computer again, these two tiles that are above me now would disappear because this is so terribly bad programming. And now we are in the wall jump place, and if I keep going up here, I'm gonna get the perfect ending. But I want to show you, because it's in the hints for this game when you download it, it says hints. It says that getting everything in this game is extremely difficult, but the game states it quite clearly once you have done so. So I'm going to show you. This is really difficult just to get to. It's up to the right. There. And I don't know if there's any hint for this whatsoever, except for maybe the electric thing. But if you draw the entire laboratory, you will notice that there's a black hole in it. I mean, there's a place where you haven't been yet, and that would be in here. And this room is extremely difficult. The first time I made this room, I was stuck for maybe 2 hours, and this is by far most, and this is the reason it's difficult. I can't believe someone actually made it here, and if someone makes it here, that's actually, if someone has ever made it here, I am extremely impressed, because this is really difficult to find. Reach that computer, all your abilities except switching are disabled, so it's like back to the basics, but how far can you take switching only? And I am quite sure I'm gonna have to fast forward this, so I'm just gonna be quiet and focused as much as I can right now and see how quickly I can finish this. I'm not gonna be able to do this with the delay from Fraps, so I'm gonna actually... I wonder if you're gonna believe me that I made it through this if Fraps is off. I can tell you what you're supposed to do. These are like 2 frame perfect switch that you're supposed to do, and then when you're up here standing, you can walk to the right and jump. It's a frame perfect jump, but it's possible to do. I'm gonna cut this Fraps, and when I am up here above, which is the second part of the room, I'm gonna start recording again.